So a lot of you wanted me to do a Celeste video, so here you go. Let's take a look at the Celeste iceberg made by BevWeb. Part 1. Surface. The surface level is where things that most fans know, and the deeper you get, the more obscure and irrelevant the things get. Speedrunning. With every platformer, there's going to be a speedrun category. The world record for the Celeste any percent is 24 minutes, while the average time for a regular person to complete the game would be 8 hours. So how did the community cut off over 7.5 hours worth of game time? Well, other than being good at the game and doing frame perfect skips and cuts, they also found out you can carry momentum from your dashes and jumps to go faster, called wave dashes. There are also other types of dashes listed here that allow you to go much faster. They use these tricks to complete the game in less than 30 minutes. Depression and anxiety. For those who don't know, Madeline has severe depression and anxiety. She's trying to combat her depression and anxiety while climbing Celeste Mountain, and everything she faces on the mountain usually corresponds to a negative emotion, and most of them aren't real. Shocking. Golden strawberries. These things are strawberries with a golden color and a crown on top. They're also called gold berries. They spawn at the start of every chapter when you finish Chapter 8's B-side. When you pick up the berry, you have to complete the chapter without taking damage, and can only collect the berry after you finish the full chapter. Farewell. Farewell is the 9th chapter, which is the final chapter of Celeste. It's unlocked after you beat Chapter 7, Core. Farewell is one of the hardest chapters in Celeste, due to its very technical gameplay, with it requiring wave dashes, wall bouncings, and a medical degree. Did I tell you it's on the moon? Part 2. Subsurface. This part is a bit more obscure, but should still be known by most people. Demo dashing. Demo dashing, otherwise known as crouch dash, is when Madeline dashes while crouching. It's pretty hard, but it allows you to have a smaller hitbox while going fast. We will also come back to demo dashing after a bit. Madeline is transgender. It's confirmed. Madeline is, in fact, transgender. Classic mode. Celeste has a free version that you can play online. It's coded for the Pico 8, and I have put a link in the description for those who wants to play. It can be found and played in Celeste in a secret room in the Celeste Resort. It can then be accessed on the homepage once unlocked. 1-Up. 1-Up is an achievement that you can earn in the game by collecting 6 strawberries at once. This is obviously a tribute to Core in the House for the Nintendo DS. And while some players say that this is actually a reference to Mario, which allows you to get 1-Up when you bounce on enemies 6 times in a row, we all know that's false. Assist and variant mode. The assist mode just makes the game easier and assists the player, while the variant mode allows the player to change the stats in the game. Assist mode is given to players when they start, while variant mode must be earned by completing the core chapter. Here's a list of everything variant mode gives you. The ability to change the game speed, the ability to play the levels mirrored, the ability to dash wherever you want, the ability to turn invisible when you move, the ability to not grab, which is a weird ability, the ability to play with low friction, the ability to dash longer, the ability to hiccup randomly so you fall, and the ability to change your skin into Battleline. So basically, variant mode is for the people who want a challenge and makes the game harder. Moonberry. Moonberry is another version of the strawberry. It's found in Chapter 9, Farewell, and when you collect it, you get the achievement WOW, Forsaken City Dashless. If you beat the first chapter without dashing, you get the only dashless berry and get the achievement. This is the only dashless berry in the game. Part 3. Obscure info. This part has much more obscure info which people won't know. Celeste Mountain is a real place. Yes, Celeste Mountain is a real place. It's called Mount Celeste, and it is in Canada, which is where Madeline's from. You can actually climb Mount Celeste, which means you could climb Mount Celeste while climbing Mount Celeste. Theo's Instagram account. In Celeste, you find a character called Theo who helps Madeline climb. You can actually find Theo's real-life Instagram, where you can find art of Theo's family, Madeline, along with Theo. Farewell's Demo Dash Room. See, told you we'd get back to it. The Demo Dashing Room is just a hard room in Farewell with lots of demo dashes and hard maneuvers. Madeline and Battleline are in Towerfall. You can actually play as Madeline or Battleline in Towerfall on the Switch. Farewell Golden Room. If the player wants to finish the Farewell chapter with a Golden Berry, they will be transported into a special room, and instead of playing the Granny final cutscene, the room serves as a final challenge for the idiots who wants to 100% the game. Temple B-side speedrun route. I don't know a lot about the speedrun side of Celeste, so here are some clips from the world record. The full speedrun is in the description too. Debug mode. The debug mode is used to test features during development and can only be accessed on the PC by going to the settings and finding the launch debug mode and setting it to true. Cheat mode. Cheat mode is a secret mode that allows you to, well, cheat two ways. With the debug mode, or going into the prologue chapter and finding Madeline's car on the left, then inputting this combo on your controller, keyboard, or thumbtack. Left, right, journal, grab, up, down, left, grab, confirm. This allows you to access the cheat mode and it allows you to go into any chapter you want, no matter what you did beforehand. Part 4. The secrets. This info is super obscure, and if you know this, you're one of the most committed Celeste players. Prologue car and farewell. You can find your car and Granny's car along with another car which you can bounce on. The 3 cars are located on the prologue, core, and farewell respectively. Backward speech in the temple music. When you enter the mirror in the mirror temple, you can hear a song. And by reversing the song, you can hear in the background a small whisper, which says something like this.
Just look in the mirror and don't know who I'm looking at or who's looking at me. I think a lot about where my train of thought is going. It's not always a good place, and that scares me. I don't like scaring myself.
Dev room in reflection. You can find a secret room in Reflection where the developers' avatars and characters from Towerfall, and pause here if you want to know how to access it. You can kill Seekers. The Seekers are those weird annoying eyeball things in the Mirror Temple, and you can only stun them normally, but you can actually kill them by squishing them under the moving blocks. Kevin's room plus the spectrogram in Farewell. This is an ARG. In Farewell, you can find Kevin's room, where you can hear some distorted, glitchy music. By putting this music into a spectrogram, you get some cursive. And if you take all the glitch sounds and music from the game, put it into a spectrogram and stitch it together, you get some fun stuff, which I'm not going to disclose. Secret areas in the resort and temple B-sides. There's a secret bird area you can find at the left side of the resort, which requires wave jumps and stuff. This is what it looks like. Part 5. Archive. Welcome to the archives. This is where the most random things are stored with no importance whatsoever. Lost levels. In the files of Celeste, you can find a folder that says Lost Levels. This is what the developers called the Farewell chapter before it was released. Granny is the protagonist in Celeste Classic. In Celeste Classic, aka the Pico 8 version, you play as Granny climbing Celeste Mountain. We know this because Granny used to be a mountain climber who looked similar to Madeline. We also know this is not Madeline because if it was, Madeline would have been a professional mountain climber. And according to the lore, she is not. Fwahahaha. If you name yourself Fwahahaha in Celeste and get to chapter 6, you get this Easter egg. Cut archaeologist character. I have no idea who this is, but if you do, comment below. And that's my iceberg video. Thanks to BevWeb for making the iceberg for me to talk about. And thanks for everyone that watched to the end of the video. Now, if you're still here, you should go watch Cory in the House for the Nintendo DS. Goodbye.